20 bucks.
20 bucks.
20 bucks.
20 bucks.
On
They lay it on the line for 20 bucks.
They keep on playing. You know, nobody's paying up these days.
More than some nickels and some
Hi
dimes.
guys, it's your boar out of
20
Montreal. Hope everything's
20
well
bucks.
with you. And I'm Maggie, Mrs. Calabash. Come into my kitchen. Come on. We're going to do something. We're going to make a quick egg curry today, and with a lentil and balsamic salad. I love lentils, as anybody knows. Not so keen on the peas and beans, but love the lentils. And I thought a nice, quick dessert. I like a dessert. It's probably the English in me, but I don't want to spend hours over the stove making it. This is a lemon cream with a lemon cream and raspberry parfait, and you're using yogurt and cream cheese instead of cream, so it's a little bit healthier. You can use a low-fat cream cheese. And so let's make the sauce for the to begin with for the egg curry. I debated with this because I'm not really sure whether I should use the small processor or the large processor. So I've decided to go in for the large processor. I looked and thought, it's one of those, it's just in between. A cup of water, and this is using chickpea flour. Now, when I went to buy chickpea flour a couple of months ago, I couldn't find any in the stores. And now you can get chickpea flour, a bag like that, for about $4. But I just ground down some chickpeas and sieved them. So chickpea flour, this is a vegetarian dish. If you don't eat eggs, use tofu. A little curry powder, that's my own curry powder, and I'll put the recipe up for you. And this is ginger, fresh ginger. So there's going to be a noise because I'm going to, if I can get the top on, process these. So bear with me. Good choice. I did need the larger food processor. And that makes the curry sauce. Next. Can you see? Can you see that, Derek?
What?
The curry sauce.
Hold it up. Hold it up, Maggie.
Like that?
A little bit further over towards that side.
Like that?
Yeah, just a sec. Okay, got it.
Yeah, lovely. So that's the curry sauce. So let's go back to, we're going back to the stove now. Let's unhook this, put that over there, and come back with me to the stove. Oh, it smells gorgeous. I've got, in this pan, I got it on very low because I want it to be warm. I've put some coconut oil. Seeing as we're using, it's a curry and it's from India, and I thought we'd use a coconut oil. And in here, can you see this, Derek? I have to ask him.
Over the top, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, I've got cumin, mustard seeds, and fennel. Now, the recipe said add the fennel after, but I've put them all in together, and they're going to pop when they get hot. They're going to start jumping. We've got to wait for them to start to jump. Can you hear them?
No.
No?
No.
They're starting to sizzle.
Nothing's jumping out.
Nothing's jumping out. Oh, what a shame. It will in a minute.
I'm watching.
You're watching?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's turn it up a little bit then.
Make them drop out.
Make them. They go all over the stove. There we are. And this, the reason why we're doing this is to bring the flavour out from the, it releases all the volatile oils.
I'm still watching.
You're still watching?
Yeah.
Ah. They're taking a long time, aren't they?
Oh, they sure are. I'll
Come
come back.
back.
I will. Keep an eye on them.
Keep an eye on them. Yeah, we don't want them to burn. We don't want them to burn. And this actually has got, it's got yogurt in instead of, it's got yogurt. There, they're jumping.
Yeah.
You're jumping. Whoa,
Yeah.
they're jumping. So now we need a cup of water. And I'm using today, the recipe said tomatoes. Well, the tomatoes weren't that brilliant in the store. So I'm using canned tomatoes, and I'm using a cup of the, I drained the tomatoes, but I'm using a cup of the juice rather than just water. There we are. And these are the tomatoes. I got diced tomatoes, but if you're using, you could, in summer it's lovely to bring the tomatoes in from the garden and just use fresh tomatoes. I love going out in the garden and eating tomatoes.
A little early.
Pardon?
A little early.
I know it's a little early. I can't wait. As Chris used to say, can't wait, when he was a baby. He'll kill me. That's my son. He's now 50, yeah, 50, 51, 52, and now lives in Chile with children of his own, so 6 foot something. There we are. And just want those to come up to heat for a few minutes. And I'm going to pour in, let's take that out. This is the curry sauce. So there you are. Now all the flavour will be in there because we emulsified the ginger, and the chickpea flour will add as a liaison, a thickener. Now I'm using yogurt today, a plain yogurt instead of cream. You might find this a little tart. If you do, then use cream. But I like the yogurt. Now when you're using yogurt, put a little in at a time, and then we whisk to incorporate. And you'll see I've got 2 whisks on here. Both good, but I don't like this one. It's got too much of the wire, and I find I can't control it, as well as this one with a shorter handle. This one was a lot cheaper than this one. This is a very expensive one, but personally I don't feel as though I can control it as well as this one. So that's my personal choice. So we're going to just to turn that down, add a little of the yogurt, and this is the same process for using yogurt in sauces. Just, it's not difficult. Sometimes the instructions make it sound so difficult, and it's not. But just make sure that you incorporate, add a little at a time. That's the secret. And that is the curry sauce made. It couldn't be simpler, could it? Now we're going to taste this. It might need a little salt and pepper. I've got the eggs already boiled, and in a little while we're going to add the eggs to the sauce. so that the eggs get nice and warm. That definitely needs a little help. Some Mrs. Calabash seasoning, that's 3 salt to 1 pepper. And you see it's thickening nicely. And we're going to put that on the back of the stove with its lid on to cook. And then we're going to add the eggs. It still needs some help. I'm going to put some salt in. It's not too hot, but it's got a nice, as it goes down, the mouth fills with a lovely flavour of the curry. It's not overpowering. You can always add a little more curry powder if you want a really strong curry. But I don't want it too strong because we've got the eggs and they're not highly flavoured. We'll just, there we are. Give that a quick stir. Put its top on. I'll move it over to that burner. There we are. Just turn it down a little bit. I want that to simmer, just so that everything cooks and all the flavours mingle. So that is really all there is to making the egg curry. So you can see how quick it is. With the hard-boiled eggs, take them out of the fridge, bring them up to room temperature. And if you don't have time to that, I'll tell you what to do. Cover them with cold water, bring them up to the boil, and then once they come up to the boil, put the timer on, just boil gently for 10 minutes, strain, put cold water on, and that is a perfect hard-boiled egg. Now, as I was saying, if you've not thought ahead of time, which I'm very guilty of, and yet the eggs are cold and you think, oh my gosh, they're going to crack, just pour some vinegar into the water. Then if they do crack, it'll stop the egg white coming out, the acid, it will seal it. So that's just a quick trick. So let's go back and we'll make the lentil salad. So come back with me. This is a very quick summer meal. If you're going to use lentils, use some brown lentils or green lentils. It's entirely up to you. And some water, and just let them cook without falling. But today I'm using some canned lentils. I've got some spinach. So it's full of goodness, full of iron. This is something that you have to watch if you're vegetarian, is to make sure that you get the protein and you get all your iron and vitamins. And of course, lentils, peas, beans and lentils, all the legumes are your second class protein. And as I say, you've got protein in the eggs. If you're not eating eggs, just what I would do would be just to fry a little, just saute a little cubes of tofu in some curry powder, just to give them a little bit of flavour, and then add that to the curry sauce, and then you've got your protein. And in here, I've got balsamic vinegar, olive oil, a little Dijon mustard, and I've got to go back to the stove. I need some seasoning. Just a little seasoning. Now and then we're just going to whisk all this together, and we can have a little taste for the vinaigrette. You can see how it's forming an emulsion. You see, it's thickening. Can you see that?
Yes.
Ah, success. let's just have a taste. The balsamic vinegar has a beautiful flavour to it. Yes. Now, what can we put in? We've got onions. I like red onions in something like this. Mango. These are frozen mango. There's a drop of juice there from when they defrosted, which I'm going to put into the vinaigrette so we don't miss anything. Some frozen mango. Some little cherry tomatoes. Add some colour, some vitamin A and D. And some lentils, which are, oh, look at that. They've been rinsed and drained, and that is the amount of liquid that I got from draining. And some of it has gone down me as well. So that is why I wear a top that I can easily wash. So I'm not, as one of my managers said when I was working with the cooking schools, oh, Maggie, you're one of the, I can tell you're a really good coordinator. You're in there, you get with it, because I would normally have, I was wearing a black chef's jacket, and normally it had some flour on it or something because I was always cooking. So I'm going to pour the vinaigrette. I wouldn't, I would assemble the salad before serving, but only pour the vinaigrette on ready for serving. But I've poured it on to begin with because I want to coat the spinach leaves. There we are. And then I can add everything else and coat it. These are little cherry tomatoes. Oh, I love this. Onion. As I say, for this, I would either use a red onion or a sweet onion. If you find that the onion is a little bit too powerful, then soak it in some lemon juice or some lime juice previous, about half an hour before, and you can always use that in your vinaigrette. And it takes away the harshness of the onion. Just make sure, keep going to the bottom of the bowl because all the good stuff tends to go to the bottom of the bowl. Keep stirring. Oh, on a nice warm summer's day, on the patio, a nice evening, a glass of wine, some egg curry, some lentil salad, we can dream. Maybe this year we can invite a few friends over to join. Keep your fingers crossed. Again, I'm going to taste this now. But that is the, let me just have a quick taste. We might need a little salt and pepper in there. I can only get, oh, there's a little. Just a little salt and pepper. You can always add some sweet peppers to it. But you see, if you don't keep stirring, all the lentils have got stuck at the bottom of the pan, the bottom of the bowl. So when you mix in quite a large bowl, and then we'll put it in here for serving. Oh, it's a very heavy cut glass bowl. Either that or I'm getting weak. There we are. The dogs are howling. They want out. They can smell food. They want out. So there we are. Look, this is the nice thing about mixing it in one bowl and transferring. I know it makes more washing up, but you get all the goodies from the bottom of the bowl up at the top. I'm not going to waste those. I just need, that's what I'm looking for, a spatula to get them out. We don't want to waste anything. There we are. We'll put that over there. And give that a quick wipe. A little bit of, we need a little bit of colour on there. I've got...
Move the bowl, I can't see what you're
Move
doing.
the bowl. Oh. There we are. And there's another tomato. There we are. I just want to give it a little bit of colour. So just a little bit of red on there. The tomatoes have got hidden in the peppers, and I'm going to lose that tomato, and I'm going to have to hurry to make dessert. And for the dessert, it's the lemon parfait. I can smell the curry. I'm just going back to give it a quick stir. I can smell it. It needs turning down. Let's turn it down to low. It was sticking on the bottom a little bit, so it needs a quick stir. And now I'm putting the eggs in. With the eggs, you can, I'm leaving them whole, but you can slice them if you want to slice them. And this is the stage where you would add your tofu, if you're using tofu. I'm turning that down. I want those eggs just to heat through. So let me walk. Oh, there we are. I've got one. As I say, I love these little spoons. They're so flexible. Now we're going to make the lemon parfait. And for this, I've got some cream cheese, which has come up to room temperature, so it's softened with a little honey in there. You could use maple syrup. I've got lemon zest, and today I'm using frozen raspberries and yogurt. This is a Greek yogurt. I'm using a plain yogurt because with the diabetes, I don't want to add any more sugar, and I've been very careful with the honey. And I need my mixer, changeover plugs, and we're just going to beat the honey yogurt and cream cheese together until it's nice and creamy. I'm using a Greek yogurt because it's thicker, but that's entirely up to you. And a vanilla yogurt goes very well with this, but unfortunately I can't eat it. So there. You see, if you get your cream cheese nice and soft, it doesn't take long. If it's not soft, it can bounce all over the kitchen when you put it on. A little lemon zest. Use lemon or lime zest. Now, we're going to layer, how much have I got? I'm going to put a little of this in the bottom, like that. Some raspberries. You can use any fruit. I'm just using raspberries today. Partially because the frozen raspberries have the least amount of sugar in the frozen fruit. So I tend to use raspberries, and I'm only making half this mixture, the recipe, because again, Derek isn't too keen on desserts. If I make a big one, I will eat it, and then I will have problems. I have to stick to a very, very strict diet. Otherwise my blood sugar just escalates, and then I'm in trouble. So I have to be extremely careful. It's boring, but I'm alive. I've been doing this for 40 odd years, so I'm used to it, but every so often you feel as though you want to just kick the bucket and just go and have something sweet, and then you pay for it. So the raspberries, and again, I've got a little toasted almond here. That just adds colour, and it adds just a little bit more nutrition. Just toast them in a dry pan, but watch, don't turn away. Look, I turned away, and can you see they started to catch? Can you see that, Derek?
Yes.
Yeah, and I just turned away for a second, took my attention, and that's dessert. And now we're going to serve the egg curry. I need a pan. The eggs are nicely heated through, not too hot. I've got fingers like asbestos, but every so often they catch me. And so I want to put the eggs in the serving dish first, like this. Just roll it over like that.
$20.
And serve this with a little rice or anything, rice, quinoa. There we are. Sure that we've got plenty of. Wipe the board, and that is the egg curry. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sprinkle a little cilantro over the top like that, and you've got a beautiful dessert and meal. And thank you very much for watching, and bye. I will see you next week. Go to Mrs. Calabash Cooks on Facebook.